Hey guys, Steve World here. I want to share with you, now that you're reaching the final stage, I kind of want to give you what do we do now? Because as you've been through our entire process, through Process Street, through your checklist link, you've seen that we've taken you step by step in what I call breadcrumbing. What I see the problem with a lot of training programs and delivery programs like what we have is everything gets dumped on you right out here on the front, and it causes a lot of disorientation. And when you're disoriented and then you don't know what to do first, what's next, you don't know how to prioritize. Why? Because, well, you've not done this before. So the beauty about what we've done, and I want to give a lot of props out here to Bryson. Bryson is a genius. He's about the same age as my son, and I just have all the admiration for these millennials because they're just wicked smart. So anyway, up until about I think maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago, I was walking every author through all of these stages, and one at a time, okay? And that was fine when we were just, basically doing a few authors, and that was Matt's programs. We had such a deep vetting process that we really didn't have this at any level of scale. And now that has all changed. There is, a group of you that are actually finishing through this process right now, almost all at the same time. So before, it was real staggered. The control problem was everybody was at a different level of production, and so it was all about me and one support member that helped me at that time, moving people through. So it was, quite a difficult process. Then working with our outsourced teams that do all the photoshopping, the jacket design, and the internal book modeling, formatting, and so forth. So that system had to be upgraded. So Bryson, actually, when he joined our team, I think last summer, we presented what we needed to do to move to the next scale. So a lot of you are in the Process Street system. So just so you're oriented properly, what we do first is a couple of phases, okay? Phase one is you come in and you choose your title, okay? And that's really important because now you're transitioning and transforming into something that has authority. So that position as an author, in my case, international speaker and performance expert, that then now is how people are going to know you. You're not just going to be mediocre Mary or average Joe anymore, okay? You're going to be, boom, that's the part about us pedestaling you on top of the book, right? And by the way, I'm just going to segue here for a second. Every time you do videos like this is super powerful, right? And so, you really want to do a lot of video content, especially if what you're sharing with people is about 80% the same. That's the 80-20 rule. Only 20% is unique. So you take 80%, this is how you scale and maximize your time, and you create videos like this. So that way you can hand those out to individuals or to groups, and they can consume that information. Matt is a master at this. So this is just me, of course, what I do, there should always be, obviously, your position in here as an authority. So this should always be in every one of your settings, okay? Mel Robbins, she also does a great job, when she's doing her videos, 5 minutes, it's right here on her computer, and right next to her is a laser printer, and guess what is her newest book she has right there, okay? Super powerful, okay? So when you have your authority piece, that needs to be in every single video that you do, whether you're doing a live one or whether you're doing, one that's video recorded, okay? And this is something else that I always throw in mind, because this is what I believe everything we're doing is about, is live the story that you want to tell, okay? So this is kind of always sitting in the background with me with this as my prop, so that this allows people, as they're looking at whatever I'm guiding them to in the whiteboard, this allows them, when they want to go see what else is Steve about, oh my gosh, he's an author over here. And this is something that's very important to him because it's in every one of his videos, okay? So I'm constantly saying, hey, create the story. You create your destiny. It's the only thing that you're in charge of, and you get a choice. If you don't create it, it happens to you. When you decide to create it, that's you deciding to plan it, and when you plan things, then that's setting out the goals and objectives and ultimate outcome, and now you know where you're going, just like on a destination. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that. When we're talking about the phases, you go through the initial information stage where we gather so much information from you. You're choosing your title, you're writing your 2,000 word chapter, you're doing your bio, and then you're getting us 2 pics, one for the cover and then obviously one for the bio, okay? Then after that, you do the Amazon setup, okay? That's where we actually create an email account for you, one that we have that we can control for the time being while we set up your book and get you published. So we send you the new one. I think it's at successauthors.com. We have a unique address. We make each one of you a unique email address, and then we give you the credentials. We use those same ones to then go open your Amazon account. So then when you go open the Amazon account yourself, there's a process that we've given you in there. And that's first, open up your email address so that you have that tab open so you can see the email inbox. And then secondly, go to the Amazon account, which kdp.amazon.com or whatever, and it redirects you to whatever one is closest to your country. There's always a different kind. And then when that opens up, a lot of times they'll sit there and go, hey, we need to verify this is you from a security standpoint. I mean, Amazon's an awesome company, right? So when they are going to send you a code, where are they sending you that code? It's not to us, it's to your other email inbox that you already have open here. So when you see that code that pops up here, you just scrape that code, copy, paste it, put it right here on the one-time entry or whatever passcode, bingo, you're inside your Amazon account, okay? Then you can go in there, you can check your sales, you can change your bank account information, you can change your price, you can use the Kindle 5-day free program. All those things are inside there. Now, inside that entire Kindle University, okay, that is an area that you are going to have, this is your responsibility to get used to that environment, to get knowledgeable about, okay? In the setup, we've given you a couple of video links on there, the ones that I found that are the most important, but this is a business for you. This is about your situation here is not so much that you're trying to profit from publishing, but how you manage this is a part of your business now, okay? So you need to understand the platform, the fulfillment platform that's Amazon there, right? You're not going to try to go out here and launch 5 or 10 or 15 books a year. That's not what you're in the business for, but you do need to be able to use the Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing system so that you know how to do it. All the FAQs, all of the questions, all the videos, they are absolutely off the chart awesome about putting all those available to you, so you just inquire there. So what happens a lot of times is some of our authors come and ask us a question and I give you an answer, but my answer is a year old because that's the last time I was actually inside that system, because that's not where I live every day. So what you need to do is get used to working inside the Amazon system. This is, even though we've done all this for you, once we give you this, what I call the Ferrari, we hand you the keys, it is now your responsibility. You've got to learn how to use the Amazon system, and when you have questions about it, Amazon already has those answers there, okay? They're all there on the FAQ. You can go into the search, it pops up. Listen, I know how Amazon is. It's awesome. You just have to take the responsibility for that. So when you come to us, we have to end up going back there, or it takes time for us to get to it, because guess what? We don't have a big staff, okay? The whole key thing that we have done here, that Matt has done, is we created a system that doesn't cost $35,000 to $50,000, okay? We're talking about a system that's, what, $5,000 total. If you pay it out, it's probably $6,000. Okay, so when we do that, what does that do? That means that we don't have a big staff to do customer support. Why? Because we created a system that has all those customer support elements already outsourced through the systems that we're using. On our YouTube channel, which is part of our education page here, on the YouTube channel, it shows you our on-demand training program. I curated 95+% of that content there. Why? Because as I was walking all of the authors through the system, I saw their questions. Hey, I want to set up a new banner that has my book JPEG file in it, and then I want it to have something unique. I want to set up my banner for LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. Instagram doesn't have a banner. But you follow me on all those different platforms, or YouTube, right? I want to do something. Okay, cool. You can go to Canva. Canva lets you do it easily. It's user-friendly. How do I do that? Well, if you go look in the YouTube channel and scroll down to the categories, then there's a category there of all the different things that I've broken down to on, how to do postings, how to set up a YouTube, a Facebook account, LinkedIn, how should I set up a funnel page. All those things there. I've never done it before. I don't know how to post something. I've already curated all the best guys off the web so that you don't have to go look for them. It's already right there. We silver plated it for you. But guess what? We're not the ones here to show you how to actually do that and take it on your social media. You have to be responsible to go to the category that we've already silver plated for you and go do your due diligence. Go watch that. And guess what? If you like whoever I put up there, and you like the way that they explained it, and they gave it to you in 5 minutes or 10 minutes flat, and you say, okay, that's cool, but I really want to drill down and I want to learn how to do more, well, then just click on that user right there of that particular vendor, that particular person that's on a YouTube channel, and they probably got 20, 50, or 5,000 videos that go through every other part of what they're good at. So I'm just giving you a jumping off point so you can get to the most opportune place, which is using this book to give you that authority punch online and offline to get you there as quick as possible. So let's move down here. As we help you get the Amazon set up and you learn how to use that, then we go into the education phase. And this is the phase that I walked, over 100 different authors through the process. And I saw exactly when they needed to know the next level. So now we hand these to you. The 7-11 rule, and we give you the other types of information, Chris Voss's negotiation program. We give you the other programs about authority that come from other third-party sources. Why are we doing that? To educate you so that you're not just taking Matt's word or Steve's word or Bryson's word for it. You're taking the research, the educational research that in some cases goes all the way back to Yale and to Stanford back in the 60s and 70s that talk about the power of authority. So we allow you to see all that academic research. Why? Because that gives you the know here inside of you that as you step out into your power, as Matt's showing you how to use your book and how to use this as the ultimate business card, right? Then you know that you know that you know, because not only do you know how Matt used it and what happened in Matt's case, but you have the scientific research that goes back decades and decades. So it's unequivocal that you are now holding the tool that very few people know about and even fewer actually have. Okay, so that's why we give you that education so that you understand what you're using and the knowledge of is how. So this is a phrase here that I've used when I built out my Rubicon system: victory loves preparation. Now, I'm a philosopher. I've studied ancient philosophy. I'm a big fan of Socrates and Aristotle and Plato, Cicero, Marcus Aurelius, Machiavelli, Montaigne, Descartes, and I could go down the list. Okay, I've studied all of them. I've read, all of their pieces. I love that kind of stuff. Now, why is that important? Because all of that is giving you that content and that perspective so that you know what to do and how to do it. And here's the thing. When someone knows what to do, it's knowledge. When you know how to do it, that's experiential. Experience is about preparation, okay? If you want to win, okay, you have to prepare. And too many times I see people, when we do all of this for them right in here, they sit back and pop open the easy chair, turn on the TV, and they don't do anything, and they don't educate. So guess what happens? When you get down here to the launch phase, all of a sudden they're panicking and they're pressing the panic buttons. What do I do? Hey, come do this for me. No. Our system is designed from a cost standpoint that allows us to do all this for you, but not to do your launch and not to actually do all the other steps that are around that. This is us creating the Ferrari and giving you the keys. It is your responsibility at that point to have educated yourself here so that you know when we do the press release, what are you going to do with those links? When we put you out there in front of ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox and 50 other media channels, and we give you that report, then what? Well, we've already told you what to do here. We already went through not only Matt's guide on how to become a best-selling author, but I went through Follow Matt's Proven System that includes Matt's guide, and it walks you through every step what to do and how to do it. Why? Because we've done this hundreds of times. So the system is proven. But guess what? If you didn't read the content here, and now you're here, now you're freaking out, okay? And that's what happens a lot of times. All of a sudden I get text and I get WhatsApp and I get emails. And Bryson gets, at the Bryson comment, at comment at Bryson or whatever. What do I do? How do I do this? Well, if you had actually done what you were supposed to do, then this here would follow simply. So we're going to create a system that's going to have all of this content in like a one-page resource tool so that if you bounced over it, or maybe you just got busy and you didn't have time to dig into it and you didn't see the priority, now you see the priority. So guess what? You're going to have to jump backwards and you're going to have to do your homework, okay? So I've already given you another video that I already talked about in the past, the difference between your book release and your actual book launch, okay? Now what happens is a lot of you are right here. You're at the launch phase and you're ready to do this ultimate thing here with me, the interview, okay? You've seen me do interviews. I love doing the interviews. I love everybody we brought into this program, and I love doing these kind of question programs. I mean, I'm not Howard Stern or anything like that, of course, but I really love showcasing you and your capability and how you want to make a difference in the world. So this is something that is, this is one of the best parts of my job, if you want to call this, is getting to create that video for you for YouTube, okay? But there's a couple things that has to happen before this, okay, so that it's not premature, okay? So we got to do the press release, okay? The press release has to go out first. Boom, press release goes out. You get the report back from the press release, and what are you going to do with the report? All the links are on there. So you're going to go down there and grab one from ABC, NBC, Fox, and there's other ones on there. And guess what do you do with those? You're going to go to your social media, and you're going to post those as links, and you're going to say, hey, look at what happened. ABC carried my story of releasing my book. Cool. Well, that doesn't need to be the first post that you've made, because if you followed Matt's system back here, it already told you in his guide and in the process of follow the system of Matt's program, is it already told you that you should have already been taking your PNG files or your JPEG files of your book, the jacket, the two-dimensional, whatever, and you should have been taking versions of that and pushing those out there with a comment that says, hey, my book's coming out real soon. I'm super excited. I wanted to share it with you, okay? Those things are already supposed to happen during the momentum phase. Matt uses about a 3-day to 5-day program. I use about a 3-week program. You are in charge of you, so you get to do what works for you, but you have to have a build-up stage when your book is coming to the release. Okay, excuse me, the launch. The release is where everybody gets messed up. Just because Amazon shows it available on as an ebook Kindle, doesn't mean that you have to freak out if you're not ready to do your actual launch party, okay? Just calm down, okay? What this means is you're always in control. And in fact, some of our authors have done re-releases down the road when timing came back up again. Maybe their company was going through a new launch. Maybe they moved to a new company. Maybe whatever, they didn't do the launch the first time the way they wanted it. You get to do it again, okay? Your launch is in your control. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a launch party, it's already on the YouTube section that I gave you here. It's in the categories of how to do a book launch. And there's two kinds, right? There's the book launch that you're actually doing where you're sitting there with your family and friends, maybe at a restaurant, maybe you decide to do it at a bar, maybe you decide to do it at your home, wherever. Maybe you go down to Barnes & Noble and want to do it there at Barnes & Noble. All the above, absolutely cool, okay? You get to choose where that venue is, and then, hey, some people choose to do an online virtual book launch, and when they do it online, they're using Zoom and they're bringing in 10, 15, 20, 30 people online, and everybody's kind of enjoying, you know, popping the champagne cork and popping the confetti, and that is the launch date. That's the date that you build up, and that's 100% in your control, okay? So that's what you want to keep in mind. That can be a moving target, and if you're getting ready to do it and things aren't working right, then just keep talking about the launch and move it out so that you properly time it to fit your life, fit your world, okay? So when we get to this, guess what? This has to have happened. You have to have already done the launch, which means your book release has come out. You have books in hand, right? Because when I ask you on the video, you've seen with all the people that do videos, I say, show off your book. Why? Because the interview is about a press release kit. When you have this video interview, you're getting to articulate what your mission is, who you are, what your book looks like, and how you answer the questions about life, meaningfulness, and everything that we talk about on there so that you can do what with it? Leave it in the drawer? Don't do anything with it? No. How about putting it as the signature in your email so that everyone from then on gets to click on that and see you, everything they want to know about you, okay? It's constantly marketing for you 24/7, 365. It's also the ability for you to send to radio stations, to television stations, to online podcasters, and they get to hear your voice. They get to hear what's inside here, which is the most important thing, your message, your passion. They get to hear that, and they get to see how you talk, and they get to see if you're going to be on camera, what it sounds like. They get to listen to you if you're going to be on radio or like on a podcast. That's the things people are looking for. They don't have that, so they're looking constantly for someone that they can interview that's really cool, that has something to talk about, right? That's an authority. And so you send them this and say, hey, by the way, I'm an authority. I just released a book. And by the way, here's my interview with this guy from Success Publishing, and I wanted you to take a look at it. And if you like what you see, boom, let me know. I'll work it out on my calendar, and we can do an interview together. I'd love to be on your show. That's how it happens, okay? So when you're going through this stage, press release has to go out. That means the report comes out from the press release afterwards. You post that. Your book release, you don't have to talk about that or let people know that it's there until you do the launch. The launch can be online, it can be offline, you at your house with a family and friends. And what you want to be doing here is what? You want to be having someone there that's your videographer. that's taking pictures, that's shooting the video of you signing books and people coming up that you know and love, and you're hanging out with them and you're showing the book and you got your arm around their shoulder. Bam, that's your, what I think they call it, Mac Daddy shot or whatever. Is that the right term for it? I don't know. But when you're doing that, those are all pieces that go onto your social media. You're posting those in an album, you're posting them separately, but it's a continual way of you staying in front of your audience so that your audience gets to validate and verify that you have now, in fact, become an author. You are no longer mediocre Mary. You are no longer average Joe. You are an authority, okay? When you are an authority now, people no longer listen to you, because that's what they've been doing for decades. They listen to you and they do the same thing, which is nothing, okay? The reason why people do something with Matt Morris, the reason why people do something with other leaders out there is because they are an authority, and when they're an authority, they listen to them, and then they do what? They change their habits of doing nothing and they act. That action is they follow a leader. They follow someone that has positioned themselves at or above, like Matt says. People will only follow you if they perceive you in their mind to be at an authority level above them, okay? That's what you're doing every time you posture yourself like this, okay? So when we're posturing you in a launch party, what that's doing is when they come and check you out on social media and they roll down through your scroll and they're looking at this and boom, there you are on Fox, there you are on ABC, there you are at the book party, and they see everybody signing and they see the excitement. What is that designed to do? Boom, it's designed to let them share your excitement, because enthusiasm is what? It's a sharing of your excitement. That's what endears people to you. That's what lets people connect to you. Now they know you as an authority figure. Now they get to, what's the right word? They like and they love what? They like what love what you're about, because they've now seen your message. They've read your chapter, right? They've seen you capsulize it in the interview, right? That's what all that's about. And then when we do the testimonial phase that's right before your chapter, that part right there, that is the section that allows them to trust you, okay? So they know you as an authority figure. They like and love your message, which is in your book, that you capsulize and you summarize every time you get in front. It's like your 30-second elevator pitch. And then the last thing that you do is they know who you are, because social proof of those testimonials, that causes individuals to be able to trust you in minutes instead of decades. That's how you scale. That's the beauty of what you have. You've seen my other video on this that goes into branding in detail, but this is what has to happen here. And so the whole value of this Victory Loves Preparation is about this. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, okay? So if you are wanting to perform, which I know you do, that's why you invested in yourself and in your future as an author, as becoming a best-selling author, and even a #1 best-selling author, is you want to perform. You want to make a difference. You want to change people's lives. You want to solve their problems, okay? And if you are not doing proper preparation, then guess what? This is going to turn out poorly, okay? We can't do your future for you. We give you the Ferrari. We give you all the capabilities, the horsepower, the design, and everything that has already been proven that it works. Matt proved it 12 years ago, and he continues to teach you in Authors Only exactly what to do and how to do on a regular basis, okay? All you got to do is implement it. But all that is going to become around how you do your preparation here, okay? So that's what I wanted to cover. This is where a lot of you are at. You're ready to go here, but you haven't finished all of this right now. So you got to get a book. You need to do your launch party, and you need to post a lot of this stuff. And why? Because when I do this interview, I'm going to ask you what? What happened at the launch party? What happened to people online? What's happened and transformed about who you are and how other people see you, right? And then what's happened about you? How do you see you differently? And all of that has to come as part of this experience level at the end of this, okay? This is the actual launch of the new you. This is your better version heading toward your best version, but you've got to do this before this has any quality, okay? So I wanted to explain all this to you so you understand my philosophy, our philosophy as a team, and I also wanted you to understand that this is your responsibility to do this preparation, okay? And so we're going to create, I believe Bryson said we're going to do like a website, maybe a document that'll have all of those Loom videos and all of the documents all in one place, because you've been handed these out through this phase right here. But maybe you discarded them, lost them, stored them in the wrong place, they're buried in an email somewhere. We want to make it easy for you. But at that point, it is then incumbent, it is then your responsibility to dig into things like Amazon and learn how to use your system, because we've given you the Ferrari. You got to drive it now. You got to figure out how to take it out on the curves. You got to figure out how to shift the gears. You got to know when it needs maintenance, okay? You got to know when to put more fuel in, okay? That's your responsibility now. We're just giving you that beautiful vehicle, or sometimes I call it the jet, okay? Jet, and in this situation, Matt will show you how to fly the jet, but Matt is not here to fly it for you. That's not what we did here at Success Publishing. We created the jet for you. That's the book. Matt shows you how to pilot it, right? But he's not going to be the guy holding the stick here and throwing the throttle down. That is all you. So good luck to you. I will create these other things and of course let you know inside Authors Only where the new web page is that has a link and how you can access it. But my best to you. I'm so excited for so many of you. I love you sharing. Share more. And by the way, the other thing that we're going to start allowing as well is inside of Authors Only, we're going to start putting out questions in there so that each of you can help and collaborate with other members of our family, because all of us are at different phases. And so when you guys are on there and you're looking for an answer, you can post a question. Hey, how do I do this? Man, I forgot to do this. Or how is everybody doing this? And what are you getting results from this? When you share like that and you create the collaboration already in our wonderful community, then that allows all of our other members to pop in and show you things that they've done that's worked, things that work better. And hey, there's always something that's happening right now real time that a lot of times I fall back on because I'm too busy doing this part of the actual model, and I don't get a chance to drill down in and actually go through what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So you guys and your input is going to be crazy valuable for all the other members of our community. So be sure to jump in, check in, chime in, and don't just look at something, man. Be sure to go ahead and click it, give it a thumbs up, tell it, man, I love it, throw a heart in there, and comment, okay? You can comment. It's okay to do that. And man, for those of you that have done your video on there and your introduction, awesome. That's awesome because you're sharing with other people. You got to learn how to get in front of this video. It doesn't bite. And for those of you who haven't, boom, here's my challenge right now. Do it now. And you're like, well, man, I'm already down here. I don't care. This is a place in front of a group of loving family members of you to jump out. Nobody's going to throw stones at you. Everybody's going to do it like this. Everybody's going to love you. Everybody's going to give you props, okay? Jump in there. Take all the opportunities you can to always train, especially when it's in front of groups like this author family that loves you and wants to see nothing but your absolute success. Be talking to you soon. Take care. Steve.